Hi, I'm Stephanie Weaver, fine art artist, and welcome to my studio. Each week I come to you so that I can show you something fun and creative that you can paint. In these paintings that I bring every week, you'll get to grow your oil painting abilities. So if you're new here, go ahead and click subscribe so you don't miss a thing. You can catch up on previous episodes at going to stephanieweaverartist.com. All right, so if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started painting. Hey, and welcome back to another sweet week of painting. And what we're going to be oil painting this week are chocolate chip cookies. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this composition and why I picked it and so on. All right, you ready? So what we have, chocolate chip cookies. Look at those, yum yum. Okay, so chocolate chip cookies, what I liked about this composition, so it too is in a triangle. So all of the compositions we've done in our sweet treats have been in triangles. So these are going to go really, really well together. They're going to look fabulous, right? So, and the other thing that all of these paintings, all 4 sweet treats have in common is they're using the same color palette. So what that means is together collectively, they have a beautiful color harmony. They're going to look fabulous. Not only good to eat, but good for the eyes too, okay? So, we've got our, like I said, we've got a triangle here. I love the stacking. It adds some nice complexity. We've got some nice little morsels in the foreground. So that's going to be nice. I am going to keep the background simple because it's going to match all the other sweet treats. So let's talk about palette. I have had this palette right here for 20 plus years. There you go. So this is a Masterson's palette. I actually have 3 palettes that I own. I've got 2 of these Masters palettes and then the 116 by 20 larger glass palette. So what I like about the Masterson's palettes is that it has this little like rubber, almost, what is this thing called? Like Tupperware type thing. And it's got these little knobs in it so that way it won't crush. And I can put this whole thing in my fridge and stack the other things on top of it. Like I've got actually 2 of these and they stack on top of each other. I've got them labeled so that I know like one is a people palette and the other one is like just kind of whatever other project I'm working on, because I use a different color palette when I paint people. So yeah. So anyway, I've got this in here. It's got my nice little Tupperware type lid. And I had a piece of glass cut for this at the hardware store. It's like a 12 by 16 piece of glass, and I painted the back of it gray. So I'm just using a plain old acrylic paint. And, you know, that way I can continue to scrape it just like I could my really nice 16 by 21. And this one is smaller than my normal one that I keep in my studio, but like I said, I work on multiple projects at any given time. And yes, I call my oil paintings projects because there is a definite beginning and a definite end. There's a definitive beginning and end, and that is projects. For all you guys that kind of looked at my LinkedIn profile, I used to be, and I still consider myself a project manager, and I manage a team of implementation project managers. So I look at everything like projects are time, money, resources, and such. So, and they have beginning and end. I think that's what makes me such an effective business person, is because I manage everything like a project, including my paintings. So, alright, let's talk about our color palette real quick. I'm going to lay out all the colors for you. You ready? We've got our black, and you can pick lamp black, Mars black, Ivy black, any kind of black. Doesn't matter to me. Okay? Whatever you like there. Ultramarine blue, cobalt blue, sap green, alizarin crimson, burnt umber, burnt sienna, cadmium orange medium, yellow ochre, cadmium yellow medium, and then in pile all by itself, titanium white. I always lay out my palette like this so that I know where my color notes are and I could just reach and grab anytime. And I always have these colors out. I'll add additional colors over here, and then sometimes when I'm painting and I'm starting a new project and I don't want to get rid of the colors that I'm painting with, I'll move those over here. So that way I have this whole middle area as my mixing ground. For this painting, I'm also going to be using my Galkyd, and I already have a little bit of Galkyd in here. That is this stuff, Galkyd, Galkyd. And it's a fast drying medium to help your paints move a little bit better. I've got my Gamsol right here. My Gamsol cleans my paint brushes, and it also helps thin the paint so it moves pretty easily. And then I also have a Neoma Gilp, and sometimes I just grab the Neoma Gilp if I feel like I want to add the paint on top of it without having it to mix in together. So that's my glazing, but I usually use this for the last phase of painting, but sometimes it's just a good thing to grab when you want it to move, but you don't want it to thin. So yeah, like that stuff. So over on our canvas here, what I have is Arches oil painting paper. And I picked Arches oil painting paper, frankly, because I'm out of ampersand gesso board, and I had to order some. So that, and the added perk of using Arches oil painting paper is if I don't like this, and you know, every time I paint this with you guys, it is my first time painting them. I don't like paint it, practice it, show it, all that, because I want you to kind of see the decisions and things that I go through when I'm making the decisions to use certain colors and certain paints, and why I'm approaching things like I do. So this is more authentic to me. So I'm picking Arches oil painting paper, and sometimes these paintings turn out, sometimes they don't. All the ones that you get to see do, the ones that you get to see on Facebook where you get to see me rip them up, those don't. So, so Arches oil painting paper is a great little resource to use when you don't want to spend a lot of money and you really want to experiment. And every one of these paintings, I encourage you to make every one of these paintings an experiment. This is something that I want you to go through with childlike curiosity. See what colors can do. Paint it again and again. You know, you will have access to this class. If you pay for it, you have access for it for lifetime. If you do the membership, you've got access to it as long as you are a member. And so that encourages you to paint it, paint it, paint it, paint it, paint it. Learn, paint, repeat. Learn, paint, repeat. That's huge advocate. Because I have painted an apple hundreds of times. Literally. Hundreds. Because that's what I go to practice my paint and to try new color mixes. Because an apple, you know, in theory, you can play with red, yellow, and blue all the time in it and get different color combinations depending on what kind of yellow, what kind of red, what kind of blue, all that. So literally, paint this over and over and over. Arches oil painting paper is a fabulous resource for those types of experiments. So, I am using Arches oil painting paper today, and the way that I laid it out, composition-wise, is in the triangle. I'm not going to put a plate on this one. This is the only one that does not have a plate. Okay, so, also kind of keeping this thing in place is frog tape, and I've got a board back here, so it won't move around. Okay. Here we go.